Hello, and welcome back to another video. Today's kind of fun because I get to unbox a lot of books. I don't get to keep any of them, but I get to unbox them. So a little bit of background. My department every year, we do like a department team retreat. And corporate retreat. So you're doing a lot of professional development, team building, bonding, that kind of stuff. And we work in equity and higher education equity. So in previous years, I had been a part of the planning committee for this retreat. I had been voluntold to be a part of the committee, I should say. And my contributions were minimal. Our program is so busy that I would take on the least amount of responsibility truly possible. I was more like a sounding board. Does your idea sound like a good one? I got a good pulse on so many other people in the department. Like, is this something people will enjoy? That kind of thing. But my two major contributions last year were creating the playlist, and we did trivia throughout the day, just kind of break up all of the activities and all of the learning and stuff. So in between sessions, they'd be like, oh, Zara's going to do like a couple of trivia questions. And we had prizes, and I picked books as the prizes. So this year when they were asking if I could join the committee again, I said, no, like I really can't. I'm trying to be so much better at saying no at work. And this was one of those. I'm like, I'm just too busy between school, between working full time. We travel so much. Like I just cannot do it. But last week they hit me up. One of our senior directors hit me up and said, like, I know you're not on a committee, but I have an ask that I think you'll really enjoy. You did such a smash, buying books previously. You're so good at that. Could you do it again for this year? Our theme is cooking. We don't work in the culinary arts. It's more like, we're the ingredients, we're the secret sauce. It's very corporate, cheesy, but you get it. So he wanted me to get a bunch of cookbooks with a variety of cuisines, to which I, said, yes, of course, I can go and do some research and get some cookbooks. But also not everyone. We're in a 35, maybe close to 40 now, person department with various different programs that, are in this department. Not everybody likes to cook or bake. So what about those folks? And he's like, yeah, I guess you could get, some other books as well. But I want to really mainly stick to cookbooks. So we are going to speed run through about 20 books. I'll start with the cookbooks, and then I'll get into some of the other books that I purchased. So if you're interested in a variety of different cookbooks, and I'll give a brief overview, like a really brief overview, because again, I just did some research quickly so I could order these books up. The week before, I literally leave tomorrow to go to this retreat, and he told me less than a week ago to, with this task. So I had to really quickly order. I don't also love ordering books through Amazon. I really try to support. There's so many local bookstores in my city, but with the rush, and I had work travel last week, I just didn't have time to go to different bookstores to try to find a variety of cookbooks. So I had to utilize Amazon, which I again don't love, but the circumstances just called for it. But I'll do a really quick overview of all these amazing cookbooks that I got. So this first book is about Creole cooking. It's a James Beard Award winning chef, Nina Compton, and she shares recipes that tell the story of her culinary journey from St. Lucia to Jamaica, Miami, and New Orleans, and they celebrate the diverse African heritage that threads these cuisines together. I love cookbooks. All of these cookbooks tell a story, so I was really excited by it, but they just look so good. A coconut pie, that's one of the things that I flipped to. Like, the next book is called The Pueblo Food Experience, a cookbook, a whole food of our ancestors. This one looks also really great. It's still in the cellophane, so sorry if it's shiny, but I'm going to try to zoom in there. So this cookbook is an original cookbook by, for, and about the Pueblo peoples of New Mexico. Its goal is to promote healing and balance by returning to the original foodways of the Pueblo peoples. So again, really culturally tied. The recipes, like I don't want to open it just because it is already wrapped, but the recipes online, like when I was flipping through the pages, they look really great. This one I am going to open. Oh, there's a little tear in it. Here is another cookbook. This one is by Sammy Tamimi, I think is how you pronounce their last name, and it's a celebration of vegetables from my Palestine. So Really wanted to get something like that. To Palestine, the people, the produce, the place. This is a tribute to the beauty of culinary exploration and the profound impact it can have on our lives. It is a testament to finding solace and inspiration in the kitchen, even during the most challenging times. So I just really, really love that. I'm really excited for whoever wins this. This is quite a popular one. I think this made its rounds on social media a few years ago. Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. Yeah, I remember it winning some awards. I remember it being a really, really popular book. I like this art style that's in the cookbook as well. And yeah, like the cover art is so good to me. I think this is a great cookbook for someone that wants to learn the ins and outs. Did get a dessert cookbook. This one is called Snacking. And when I was flipping through, it was a lot of fun looking cakes. I think if I remember reading online, there are 50 cake recipes in here. So I'm excited for whoever wins this one because this seems like a fun one. Simple treats for anytime cravings. The next book is a book that I have and I've had for, I want to say, about a year. I love this cookbook. It's so beautifully done. It takes a lot of the family recipes that you have and how you use them today. So it's called Third Culture Cooking, Classic Recipes for a New Generation by Zainab Issa. I think it's such a good cookbook. It's how a lot of us that come in from immigrant homes, I would guess to say cook today. At least it's true for my family. Like the recipes that I know from my family or tried to know from my family, I do end up altering a little bit for my palate, or I'll add something new that maybe wasn't available to my family back home, but here it's available to us. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this cookbook. So I wanted to get it because I there's a lot of first gen folks on in our department, and I thought it would resonate. Even just the concept I thought would resonate a lot. And the recipes are quite good. This I have done this like egg McMuffin dealio. And that is a good one. The Cook You Want to Be. The back says, my job is to get people excited to cook, and it's not always the easiest thing. We've all got stuff to do. Work. It's mostly work. The task of cooking, let's face it, isn't always the joyful, garlic-scented dreamscape we want it to be. But I've been doing this cooking thing for 16 years now, and in that time, I've learned a lot. From the triumphs and failures that I have experienced working in restaurants, at food magazines, and in my very own home, I have come to fully realize how the process of cooking should always be inspiring and never boring. In this book, I will guide you through different flavors, techniques, and yes, plenty of recipes to help you build the confidence you need to make highly delicious, achievable food in your own kitchen. And I promise along the way, you'll become a more instinctual and thoughtful cook. So very beautiful. Like this looks so delicious. I would eat that for breakfast. This is another one that was making its rounds on social media. It's called The cuisine is Korean food by Sarah Ann and Nam Soon Ann. All of these, like I flipped through quite a bit because it is a popular one online. Every recipe in here. This is one I hope I end up winning through whatever prize mechanism they're going to do this year because every recipe looks so good. And this is the kind of cookbook I love. You are learning about heritage, you're learning about tradition, you're learning about cuisine, you're learning about bringing it to your life. Okay, I Am Filipino. This is another one. I hope my one of my teammates gets this. She's Filipino and she's, living alone. Her parents are chefs. Her parents have a very successful Filipino food truck where she's from in San Diego. So she's trying to lean into a lot of Filipino cooking now that she is living alone and doesn't have access to her mom and dad that are, making these traditional dishes. So this looked like a really good book. This is by Nicole Panseca and Miguel Trinidad. I Am Filipino is like a classic Kamayan dinner, one long festive table piled high with food. Just dig in. I also wanted to include an Anthony Bourdain cookbook because we do have actually some very serious cooks and bakers in our department, and I thought they would enjoy something like this more. I know this was a very popular cookbook. At the bare minimum, I thought Not only will it spark conversations of inclusivity and allyship, but also around mental health. So definitely wanted to include something by Anthony Bourdain in the lineup as well. We are down to our last two cookbooks. I know this particular cookbook was very popular because she's very popular on TikTok. Haley Catalano, I want to say is how you pronounce her name, by heart. I do follow her and I have followed lots of recipes. She's got a very calming energy. The dishes look very, very delicious. Visually beautiful cookbook, but I also think is one that will resonate with a lot of people. They've probably seen it and they may have been inspired by some of her videos. All right, the very last cookbook, this one is called Borderlands. So Borderlands is recipes and stories from the Rio Grande to the Pacific. It's by Hank Shaw. The people and the foods along both sides of the border between the United States and Mexico are special, drawing from not only each other's cultures, but also those of the peoples that have lived there long before European contact, as well as from the waves of later immigrants settling the often arid lands between the mouth of the Rio Grande and the shores of the Pacific. That is 12 cookbooks, all very heavy. I also have the task of flying with these down to San Diego, so I do have to check a bag, and half of that bag will be books. But I also wanted to go over the books that I'm bringing for anyone that doesn't want to pick a cookbook. So I got Talking at Night by Claire Deverly, but I know this has been very popular again on all of the book YouTubers, book talks, so got that one. This one is called The House of Spirits. Looks like a thick read as well, so I hope whoever picks this is able to just like enjoy having a nice long book to read, a good sized book to read. Muñeca, a very quick read, but looked really, really good. A vivid, surreal gothic about a queer Latin working class witch who sets out to rescue a bespelled heiress and loses control of her powers and her heart in the process. That sold me alone. So again, if this is one that just doesn't get picked, it's coming home with me. If not, I'm buying it after I read through a bunch of my TBR. Looks like an easy breezy read as well. This could be a very quick beach read. I brought one copy of Martyr last year during the retreat, and so many people wanted to pick this. And when we were doing trivia, and this might have been like maybe the second or so book to go, so many people were like, oh, that's a book. And we had like the whole day left. So many people were like, I wish, I answered a question sooner, or I wish you brought more copies. So I bought it again. This one is called Rejection. I want to say it's relatively new. So I remember reading like just this like blurb on the back. Sharply observant and outrageously funny, Rejection is a provocative plunge into the touchiest problems of modern life. It looked really good. I think, yeah, many folks will enjoy this read. So that's there. And last, I got Heart the Lover by Lily King. Heart the Lover is nostalgia distilled in black ink. Only Lily King could tell a story so steeped in sorrow and so filled with hope. Ugh, how beautiful is that? So that's also 6 additional books. So those are the books that I got for our equity retreat. I hope you enjoyed this very large cookbook unboxing. I'm really excited to bring these, and even though I don't get to keep any of these, I'm very, very excited for all of my colleagues that throughout the day are going to win a prize with a cookbook that I help select. Thank you again so much for watching. If you have any good cookbook recommendations, I'd love for you to leave a comment down below. What are you reading right now? What's on your TBR? What are you excited about? What did you just crack open? What did you just finish? Yeah, let's talk books in the comments. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!